Hi all, a very warm welcome from our side. My name is Sebastian. I'm the CEO and co-founder of FullStackS. We are a cloud-native consultancy, and I'm very happy and delighted to have Alex here. Alex is one of our first customers, and together we developed and implemented a successful OpenNebula project, and we want to give you an introduction and some best practices, the do's, the don'ts, the learnings out of this project in kind of a success interview, what we will do here now for this year's OpenNebulaConf. But first of all, a warm welcome to Alexander. Alex, nice to have you here.
Yeah, thanks Sebastian, and thanks for tuning in. I'm very glad to be here with you today here in Munich. We have to say this is in Munich, not in Austria, where you are located normally. And yeah, I'm Alexander Karls. I'm a cloud consultant and security consultant at Pegasus. We are located in the south of Bavaria. And yeah, as you said, our first OpenNebula customer, and I believe your first OpenNebula project, one of the first.
The first with FullStackS. Yeah, we are
FullStackS.
We are within OpenNebula. We are partners and friends since I think 15 years from now. But you were the first customer. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And yeah, I'm so glad that we went this way together till today. So we are sitting here now and recording this interview for you folks.
This is almost 3.5 years ago, I think. We founded our company in late 2020 and we realized the project in 2021.
Yeah,
this was the starting, that's true. Yeah, really happy and delighted. Thank you for the trust in us, in FullStackS. And we built together a cool cloud platform for your customers. You run OpenNebula. I think you will provide more details later. I think in 2 availability zones in your data centers, right?
That's right, yeah.
Yes. But if we look back, so what was the compelling event? What got the ball rolling for choosing OpenNebula? What was the reason for it and the challenges behind?
Yeah, one of our customers was rapidly growing, and they talked to us, to our data center lead Stefan, who is sadly not here for today. That's why I'm here. And they talked to us and said our data center, which was VMware Essentials Plus based, was too small, and they needed a better solution, a bigger solution. But you know, as VMware, as always, when you want to add a 4th host, you will need to relicense, and then you have to go with VMware standard licensing, which would increase the cost, the TCO and everything for this scenario. So we talked to them and said, okay, you can do this way, or you can go with VMware all along the way and go into VMware shared hosting. That was also an option, but also a very pricey option.
It's costly. It's costly, even more costly now with the Broadcom discussion, the rising prices, the changes in the partner model and so on. This is pain, yes? So you have chosen openness.
Yeah. We tried OpenNebula for ourselves in an internal proof of concept, and Stefan was in contact with you guys, so we suggested OpenNebula as a solution for the customer, and gladly they were open for this, they were open for experiments, and so they gave OpenNebula a try, and that's why we started this project together.
Is OpenNebula a real alternative to VMware now? If you know OpenNebula, you use it. Is it a real alternative?
Yeah, it is, for sure. Especially with the drama around about Broadcom and VMware. Now it's totally panic everywhere. The customers can't get no licenses. You have price increases plus 300%. That's totally crazy, and that's why we are so happy that we got an open solution, an open source solution also, and no vendor lock-in. Because that's the biggest problem. If you go with VMware, or if you go with Microsoft or any other vendor, you are some kind of locked in there, and then the vendor can do what he wants, and you don't have no way out of there.
That's so true. So sometimes a lock-in is mandatory because you need this solution, but I think you are a very flexible service provider. you are focused and you need a flexible solution for your customers too, and you cannot do this without peace of mind, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And the setup we built for the customer was intentionally based on OpenNebula with one-to-one migration. Okay. You guys built a 3-node setup with Ansible?
True, exactly.
Yeah.
Everything was automated out of the box. So we as FullStackS treat infrastructure as software and do infrastructure as code and automation from day 1 to day 2.
Yeah.
The whole life cycle is automated, and I think it's beneficial for you and for your business and for your customers too.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw this in the migration phase with the scripts that you delivered. We got the opportunity to go alongside our customer and move the machine one by one from their data center to ours, and there was nearly zero downtime and nearly no gaps.
Have you recognized the new project which OpenNebula has built up? They built a migration utility for doing a migration from vSphere towards an OpenNebula destination based on Word V2V. And this is kind of an automated process. Perhaps this is also useful for customer projects if there is a bigger migration and so on.
Yeah, absolutely. I haven't seen it by myself, but Stefan told me about it.
Absolutely, yeah.
And you see these things popping out everywhere. Proxmox also got a migration tool now from VMware to Proxmox, and it would be how to say this? It would be dumb if you don't do this.
Absolutely.
It's a big opportunity now. VMware delivers the customers for any other vendor and any other solution right now.
It's an enabler. You need something for do the lift and the shift, the migration, so true. So if you look back, what were the biggest challenges you spotted with OpenNebula? Of course, this is a different technology. It's an open source technology. It's not a hypervisor which works out of the box. I think you have to invest their knowledge, time, passion, and so on. But the results and the challenges?
Yeah, one of the biggest challenges we faced was the snapshot backup.
Yeah.
Because that's not like this what we are known from VMware. In OpenNebula there is no solution such as you make the snapshot and then the machine runs on and there's no impact. So we first tried to go to disk safe.
Okay, this is costly in regards of performance, time and so on. Yeah,
absolutely. And the other problem is the disk safe, the clone from the disk, is laid on the same data center like the original host.
Yeah.
And you have an impact in the storage system, you have an impact on the VM itself, and that was not so good. And as the environment grew, we saw so many I/O at the storage system through the clone processing that we said that's not an option anymore. The larger the environment goes, the more I/O expansive it goes at the storage system, and so that was one of the biggest challenges.
It's not scalable, period.
Yeah.
You cannot scale with it, and it's not enterprise grade, to be honest. This is true. So if you are a customer of, let's call Commvault, Veeam, or any other backup solution, you know how enterprise backup works. I fully understand it, and I think your customers also have the expectation, if they move towards a cloud and infrastructure as a service cloud and they consume ready-to-use IT resources offered by VMs on top of your OpenNebula instances, there must be a scalable, application-aware, fast, reliable backup. Is this a challenge at the moment? Now, is this challenge existing?
Yeah, this is absolutely. The challenge is still existing. We switched to agent-based backups.
Yeah.
So that's working for us for now, but we still look for solutions to do the more VMware-like snapshot backups.
I think this would be beneficial for the community and for OpenNebula too. So perhaps this is the right point to look on the founder feature program of OpenNebula and to the community. And I think if we combine forces, we build up great solutions. I think this would be possible.
Yeah,
let's
that would
talk
be great,
to Stefan and to our engineering team and to OpenNebula's engineering team. They are open-minded, they are open for suggestions and ideas. And again, fund the feature is one thing, the community, and I think contributions to an open source project are always warmly welcomed. This is a good point. I will note it down and bring it into the discussion with OpenNebula and our engineering team. But look on the bright side. What do you have achieved since you're using OpenNebula and since you're working together with FullStackS?
Yeah, in the first place, we got a solution that keeps up with the market growth. We got a solution that keeps up with the current situation around about VMware and Broadcom. So we are ready and welcome every customer that wants to go out of this Broadcom VMware licensing trap. We got a perfect solution to make lift and shift migrations. We can deliver great solutions around about any size, any customer size, any industry. We don't filter here at this point. And our data center team learned a lot in the last month and the last years. So that's also a very good opportunity for our tech teams. And in facts of marketing and sales readiness and solution readiness, we are, I must say, we are happy that Broadcom brought VMware, because now we are in a position that the customer asks for changes. We had those talks with some smaller companies also, where I said, okay, I don't know if OpenNebula is the right thing for you, but maybe you can go to Proxmox. And the customers say, no, I don't want to change anything. I don't want to learn something new. And he stays with VMware. But it's also an option, it's okay, but
of course.
But you got to have the money for this.
You have to pay for it.
Yeah,
that's true. I think you cannot say this solution or that solution is the right. You have to identify the use case and ask other questions. It's not the right question, is this hypervisor or that hypervisor the right solution? You have to ask the question where to place which workload, which location suits best for which workloads, and perhaps containerization is better if there is a legacy application consuming many resources, is not scalable anymore and so on, and you invest there the money you probably paid for VMware, modernize your applications and come to scale, lower costs, efficiency, better reliability. And I think Kubernetes and containers are also things you can offer out of your cloud, on top of OpenNebula.
Absolutely, and as we planned the marketing about all this VMware, where can I go now, marketing campaign, we looked at a lot of other solutions. We looked at Chasm. We looked at some of the cloud vendors like Shadow PC and also GeForce Now from NVIDIA. And
GeForce Now.
That's crazy. You got the solutions in the market now. 10 years ago there was nothing like this.
True.
Because anyone bought his own hardware and put it in his own rack, and everyone wanted to touch the machines or the hypervisor. And now the people are, I believe, more open-minded and say, okay, my email system is in the cloud already. It is at Microsoft. My video conferencing system is also at Microsoft with Teams. I got here my production system that needs real low latency. Maybe I leave this at my place, but my ERP system or my CMS can go into any cloud wherever I want. And so you can go to Pegasus or you can go to one of our competitors and no problem. And you can change. There's no lock-in. You can move the machine from one location to the other, and that's a real great benefit. You don't have to spare your money for 3 or 5 years to buy new hardware, which is old at the moment when you put it in the rack.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If it's racked and cabled, it's out of service and end of life.
It's flexible.
Yeah.
Right now we got a market with so many mergers. And what do you do when you buy a company, a small company which replaced the server hardware 6 months ago and spent 200,000 euros? You have to buy this metal that you don't want to use anymore. You go and put the resources in your cloud.
True.
And for mergers and acquisitions, I believe this is also a big argument why I would suggest any customer to go into one of the clouds. I don't say OpenNebula, I don't say it have to be Proxmox or VMware or any, but don't stick in your own data center.
So, openness.
Yeah.
You adopted an open source solution, you build it up, I think you standardized it, you have it embodied.
Yeah.
With your sales approach, how to convince a customer, how to do customer success with this solution on top of OpenNebula, and now you are able and ready to scale the workloads of your customers. And that's pretty cool. For such a short period of time, you build up an alternative, a destination for compute workloads. That's pretty cool. In your words, where do you stand at the moment and where do you want to go with a focus on OpenNebula? Is there something you want to achieve?
Yeah, absolutely. We got the strict order at our sales teams and at marketing. We have to bring more customers to this solution, because the more customers there are, the more customers are using this environment, the more benefit we get out of this investment. That's in sales speak or in CEO speech. That's totally normal. We have to use the multiplicators that we can use now, and that's not the only point. When you bring a customer into your own environment, you have the big opportunity to talk about different things, like where do you stand in cybersecurity? How are you using tech today? How do you want to use tech maybe in a year or 2 years? And all those changes are a big opportunity for us to talk to the customer, and not the typical business every 1 or 2 years. You need a new license, here's your license, goodbye till next year. We change everything with this. It's a big gap, it's an impact for the business, it's a positive impact, and for us it's a big opportunity to discuss new things with the customer. So we are not only providing data center solutions, we provide cybersecurity solutions, we got managed services, we got admin as a service for some of our customers, and with this chance you can talk things through with your customer, and there are a lot of side effects. Mm-hmm. With one project come 3 or 5 others.
And you have a platform which is able and capable of handling the extension without adding additional complexity. I remember you integrated a virtual router in OpenNebula too. You use MikroTik appliances. Is it MikroTik?
MikroTik, yeah.
It's MikroTik, yes. And Stefan automated the deployment of these MikroTik appliances with an OpenNebula automation engine. So it's not only infrastructure as a service, it's way more. There is a full-blown superpower. It's an engine. It's a turbocharger for your IT platforms, which allows you to orchestrate and automate not only VMs, it allows you to orchestrate the workload inside the VM, which is running inside. For example, setting up web servers, connecting them to the load balancers, to the virtual routing, load balancing, and so on. And you have done this, yeah. I think, with ease and joy.
Yeah, absolutely. Another example is for customers who are using VMware Horizon, the yes. desktop virtualization. Yes. Yeah. They are also struggling with the new licensing model, and we made a proof of concept so we can deliver full-blown desktops and put them into Chasm. So the customer accesses his desktop over Chasm, and this is running in Kubernetes in behind. And with the hardware acceleration features, maybe you put NVIDIA Tesla cards into your rack. You can do CAD, you can 3D modeling, you can even play games. We did this, I hope you will put this in the show notes here, in the video show notes. We did this as a demo on our YouTube channel where we played some games. I played some rounds of Doom in this video, in this demo, on this environment, and it's running. It's absolute running smooth, and for every customer who is looking for this, we are also ready.
And this all runs on top of OpenNebula.
Yeah.
And have you discovered and used the existing Kubernetes appliance? It's based on SUSE's Rancher RKE2.
Yeah, that's what Stefan is using.
This is the backend for it. So this is also a great match if you want to build up a stack with different layers.
Yeah.
VMs, containers, application as a service, and so on. Pretty cool. So folks, this is the right compute destination for your workloads regarding to infrastructure as a service, up to containers and value-add services for security, for automation, for collaboration. Alex is your man. Contact him if there are any questions. So in the end, and if we come to the end, if you try to describe OpenNebula to the listeners and watchers with 3 words, which 3 words will you choose?
Innovative and reliable. That's what I would choose.
That's pretty cool. And if I am allowed to describe our partnership and the partnership to our friends of OpenNebula, I would describe this with fun, anti-complexity and momentum. Thank you.